Well, good afternoon, friends. Welcome back. Another episode of Friends After 40 podcast. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing all right?
Yeah.
Well, hey, this is a very big day for us here on the pod. And we have someone here in the studio with us. As you can see, there's an empty seat right next to me. If you're watching us, if you're listening, listen closely. Big day for us on the pod. We have a legend in the building. Someone that has been breaking down barriers and making history for the past decades, for
real.
right? So he is a rock and roll Hall of Famer. He is a pioneer in bringing hip hop to the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of the co-founders of the iconic Run-DMC. Not only about the music, though. He is a comic book author. He's a mental health advocate.
Mm-hmm.
He is a friend, a family man, all the things. And we have him today as a friend on the podcast. By the way, he makes the coolest cookies in the universe.
Yes. Those some tasty cookies.
They are. They're delicious.
Not only does and look, I gotta tell you, I still think he is one of the baddest guys that's still out there doing it. And not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. See what I did right there? See what I did right there? All right. Let's give a warm welcome, a Friends After 40 welcome to Darryl DMC McDaniels.
Welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Darryl, thank you so
Joining
much
us.
for coming out. That a little closer to you. That'd be perfect. There we
There
go.
we go. Isn't got it?
Hello, how's that?
Perfect.
Perfect. All right. Darryl, thanks so much for joining us, man. I mean, this is like a pinch yourself moment
Yeah.
for this little
Sure.
this
Oh,
little
really?
crew from the Bronx who
Yeah.
who grew up listening, dancing, b-boying, everything to you, and what you've done.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And
Janine's gonna tell you some fun facts later.
yeah, man. This is a big deal for us. So thank you again so much for coming out. You
No
know,
problem.
in this particular podcast, you know, there's four of us that have been together for years as friends through marriage, growing up in high school on Baychester Avenue,
Wow.
all the things, right? So, you know, we've been living life, and now we're sort of on what we call the back half, or the back nine is what we say in golf sometimes,
Right.
of our life, right? And we're really enjoying it, and we're looking
play
after
golf?
each other. I try.
Me too.
I'm horrendous. I don't know.
I've tried twice and never played again.
It never
Yeah.
really.
Cursed everybody out.
Yes. It's the most frustrating.
It's serious. I was like, F you. Never played
It is the most frustrating
Yes, it
game.
is.
I play pickleball now.
Okay.
I don't know what that says, but it fits the concept, though, right?
All right. Exactly.
But with that concept, you know, we talk about topics of being in our 40s, mid 40s, something, whatever age we are, we're in that
Right.
life now, right? So
We need to talk about this.
we talk about it,
Yeah,
and we pick
for
off
real.
topics here and there, and one of the topics that we were going to do today, and this is serendipitous that you're with us, is, you know, being social, being about wellness, being about our relationships with our friends and our family and such. And so we're going to talk about a few of those things today, if
All
you're
right,
good
y'all
with that.
probably
Is that
know
all
a
right?
lot about it being from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, how was your summer? Because you
It went
look
quick.
you look like a busy guy,
It
right?
went quick. I didn't notice it was summer.
Yes. It just came and
It's
went.
so quick. What it is after the 4th of July,
Right.
it's
Yes.
September.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
When you're
Flies
little,
by.
the summer's forever.
Yeah.
I remember being 9 years old on my bike on the corner of Hollis and 197. Just there, 11:30. Mr. Hooper, he was the one white guy that didn't leave with all the other white people from Hollis. And he was the fix-it man. Remember fix-it? Remember
Yeah.
neighborhood doctors?
Yep.
and
Yeah,
from
yeah.
their house,
Yeah.
he would
Yeah.
go there.
Yep.
So Mr. Hooper, he was about 90 years old, and I'm just on my bike. Beautiful summer day. He must have seen me, and he came over to me and he said, "When you get old, time flies," and he walked away. I will never forget that day. And then when I got old, I was like, "Oh my God!" Mr. Hooper was right. He must have just seen I had my Apollo 5 speed, and I was just, And from 11:30 to 1 when you're younger, it's forever.
Yes.
So Mr. Hooper must have saw me and just said, "Oh, I gotta let him know." And he just said, "When you get older, time flies." And he walked away, and I was like,
Yeah.
now I understand what he was saying.
Yeah.
And it stuck with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But it didn't click until I got 45.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
45 seems to be that magic
That-
number
Right. I was
that
gonna
we
say that.
keep
Really?
landing on,
Yeah.
because even Janine would
Yeah.
say sometimes, she's like, I didn't feel like an adult.
Until
Until
45.
45.
45.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. For
Real
sure.
stuff.
Jam Master Jay once told me, I remember when I turned 35, he was like, "You're 30." I said, "Don't say it like that."
Yeah.
But it was wild to him because he was little.
Mhm.
He was
Right.
like, "You're 35." That bugged him out. I'll never
Yeah.
forget that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh
I used to
man.
think when I was younger, it's so funny how you see age. So when you're in your 20s, you think the 30s is old, right?
Right.
Then when you're in your 30s, you think the 40s is old.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And then now I like to call it the fly 40s, right? And people aren't looking old. They even show on
they're
on
not.
TV
No, we're completely
um,
different.
how they have like these stars from the sitcoms and their ages. They show like Red Fox.
Oh,
and
But
like-
Twin
everybody
Peaks
looked
and things.
older when they were young.
Right.
Like
When
the
it
Golden
was
Girls.
back in the day.
Yeah, like the Golden Girls. They were in
Yeah.
their 40s.
But
So
we even dress different. My parents didn't dress like this in their
No.
40s.
Not at all.
No,
At
it's
all.
different. Right. Well, look at little kids. Little kids at 2 and 3 are
Yeah.
scrolling and know how to
I
do
know.
that.
I
It's
know.
a totally different generation.
Yeah.
But don't know how to communicate in the same room, though.
No,
That's
they
right.
don't. They don't know how to talk to you like this,
No.
face to face. It
Yeah.
has to be like through text. And
And if
but you know what? We are also I'm guilty of that because my son could be upstairs and I'll just text him.
Oh, me too.
And I'm like, "Are you ready for dinner?" Instead of like,
Right.
"Are you ready for dinner?" You know?
Right, yeah.
So yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a generational thing.
Your
That's amazing.
technology is a blessing and a curse.
It is. It is.
That's what Chuck D always says.
Yeah.
But
And
you're
I-
supposed to use it, not let it use you.
Right.
Yes, I like that. Right?
Yeah.
That's important. I mean, I know we were just talking about summer, time
Mhm.
flying by. I know one of the things we talk about a lot amongst our friend group is like our social battery,
Yep.
like how busy we are, right? And I think we all have different, what's the right phrase? Like a different
battery level,
battery life.
percentage.
Yes, a battery life. Yeah.
Because I feel like mine is very low.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I feel like Ramon can go, like his never dies.
That's
Oh,
not
And
true.
I'm like,
I need to be
why
charged.
won't it die?
Right.
You know,
Because-
because I'm tired, right? So like for me, you know, and it's all the things. It's a combination of like work, being super social in the summer, like we're out, not just weekends, weeknights.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's fun,
Yes.
but I'm tired. And I don't want to talk to people.
I don't get tired at the end of the day, though. If I stop moving, that's when I get tired. But if
Yeah.
I'm moving, I'm good.
You're good.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
how do you feel like your social battery is? Like, what do you?
My social meaning.
Yeah. Like, do you feel like you have, I don't know, a lot of bandwidth to be like in front of people, to continuously be social,
And be
whether it's
on all the
work
time.
related or
Right.
personal, just
Oh,
that
wow.
feeling.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do I have a? Well, I remember when my son was little, when he was like 3 and 4. Everywhere I go, people say hi to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So when he was 3 and 4, he didn't know
Mm-hmm.
why he was doing it.
Mhm.
So his thing was, Daddy, you know a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't think of myself as Don't call me a celebrity, because that is something I could never be. I am you and you are me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it should be for eternity. So I never dwell, like, I don't even think famous people are famous. They're just known because of what they do.
Right. Mm-hmm.
When you add the celebrity and that you're
Mhm.
special, then it becomes something. With me, I just think I live in one big neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
So,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not like if I go somewhere, I hear, it's not like I have to choose to engage people.
Mm,
I have to engage people.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Mhm.
life is about.
Right.
Connecting with other
Mhm.
people. I mean, I've been to all-star games and I've been to all of these events where I see so-called athletes and
Mm-hmm.
so-called celebrities, actors, like, it's disrespectful to tell somebody no autograph
Yeah.
or no picture.
Mm.
Unless I'm in the bathroom stall in Chicago O'Hare. You know what I'm finish when I'm at dinner. But you are put in those positions for a bigger reason
Yeah.
than because of your talent. And I don't think a lot of, since this world began, I don't think a lot of famous people know that. Nobody's really famous. Nobody's really special. You're just known because of the position that you're in.
Is that something you've always felt, or is that something that you learned?
I learned that.
Mm.
And then you can see who's cool. Stevie Wonder's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah McLachlan is
I
amazing.
love
But
her.
then there's a bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
Like I've heard people say, I'm not working today.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, well, if I was in a position, like we go to one time we went to Michael Jordan's basketball camp in Vegas thing. And everybody was telling me, D, go over there. And I said, no, you go over there. I'm not a basketball fan. You're the fan. You can put your energy. You go over there. But I said, no, it's not, because this not going to happen, because I don't want. So I don't think. Now, the reverse it, my thing is, if you go up to somebody, you know, like a basketball player, whoever, or act, and they say, I'm not working today, my shit is, motherfucker, you working today. I'm one of the reasons. You got talent, but me buying tickets and coming to your games
That's
and going
right.
to movies, I'm one of the reasons that your jersey's worth that.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
I agree.
Because
Yes.
if you wasn't in that position, you know, to get drafted and all of that and get the $1 million contract,
Yeah.
you'd just be another person playing ball in the park.
That's
Right.
right.
So you working every fucking day.
That's
Right.
damn right.
You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
I'm with you.
Don't
Yeah.
Right.
never tell nobody.
Mhm.
If you're at dinner, okay, no, can you wait for? But give them the autograph. Give them that moment,
Yeah.
because that's the reason why you was really put in a position. I mean,
Yeah.
it was your fame and how good you are at whatever
Yeah.
you do. You was exalted in this universe to make that special contact. That's worth more than any of the millions that you got.
Mm-hmm.
So I've kind of learned that. I've seen Patti LaBelle is wonderful.
She seems it, I have to say.
There's certain people. So I'm like, so I was like, yo, this fame stuff, it means nothing. You just, you know how you're growing up, and then there's people in your neighborhood that you look up to besides your parents.
Yeah.
That's what this existence is about.
I wish you told that to my nerves before you got here.
Yeah. You're speaking for all of us.
Because I mean, I'm glad you have that
No,
mindset. It's refreshing.
Mhm.
It is extremely refreshing to hear someone of your status.
You have to
say-
pay attention. But I understand what you're saying.
say
I
that,
lose it
but-
when I'm with Grandmaster Kaz.
Oh,
I lose
but
it when
see-
I'm around Mel and Modi. So I understand
see,
what you're
yeah.
saying.
So yeah, I
But
mean,
then you talk to Mel and you find he's normal. Oh, wow.
Mhm.
You know?
And I love that. Did you love
Yeah.
that moment?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I changed my name to DMC because of GMC. Because of Grandmaster Cass. The Cold Crush 4 out of the Bronx was the Cold Crush brothers, or the Cold Crush 4 MCs. Charlie Chase, Tony Tone is the greatest hip hop group ever that nobody knows about. But I know about. So it don't matter if you know Run-DMC, Outkast, PE. No, Cold Crush is the best
Crush.
to ever do it.
Mm.
They changed the game. And I'm not talking from an industry. I'm talking about from a cultural standpoint.
right.
Cold Crush changed hip hop. Cold Crush is the reason why Run-DMC is the dopest thing that ever happened. Because they're the dopest thing that ever happened.
Wow.
And then we gave that to, all the groups. De La Soul, Naughty by Nature, Tribe Called Quest. Even PE, we was just trying to be y'all. I'm like, that's a cool thing, but we were just trying to be Cold Crush.
Right.
Yeah.
Cold Crush was just trying to be the Four Tops and the Temptations.
Mhm.
So people got to get away from who's special.
Right.
Because we all are the same thing.
Right. I mean, everyone has their inspiration from something, right?
For sure.
And it drives what they create, which I love it.
100%.
But and to go back to the whole social battery thing and how you are like receiving of everyone. And I watched it because we went to go see you at
Scratch Bastard.
Scratch
Oh, yeah.
Bastard's
Barbecue.
barbecue,
Yeah.
and you gave the same energy
Yes.
to everyone that
Yes.
came to see you.
Mhm.
Yes.
How do you find that? Like, how do you find that?
Yeah, because I was tired
Oh,
watching you.
Yes.
Honestly.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, because my social battery is different, right? Like for me, it's a lot of stimulation, and I find it
It's very
after a while,
stimulating.
it's overwhelming for
And
me,
it's
and it's
exhausting.
tiring,
Yeah.
right? Because
Mhm.
I'm actively working at keeping up. I
An
don't want to
appearance?
say a front and appearance, but for the sake of whatever's happening in that moment. And so for
Right.
me, that's kind of what I mean. Like my social battery, I think it runs a little low because after a while, that is work for me.
Mhm.
Do you know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Really? Well,
Yeah.
just brought the what's the saying that a lot of people, if you love what you do, it's not work.
It's not
Yes.
work. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
love
right.
that.
I think that's why.
Start
Like I'm an
loving
example
more.
of that.
Mhm.
You need to start loving people more.
Oh, Ginny.
Is that what I need? I need to start loving people more.
Right. If people is part of your purpose and presentation
So,
and
It is.
you
productivity,
really, I mean, and I feel that, and it feels like you just love to connect and build connections. But what are some of the things that you feel kind of spark you, light you up about that gets that battery back to a full charge?
oh, probably because I'd rather I'd rather just be in my room reading comic books, listening to hip hop and rock and roll.
Mhm.
I love
Mhm.
that.
So I'm really shy, but after having 40 years of engaging with
Yeah,
people,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
good at it. But
Yeah.
it's not. I don't want. I'm not the person to say I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm not that. It's just that before started doing what I was doing, I didn't have to talk to nobody.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, once it was easy to talk to people because I'm just talking about what I'm doing.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, it's this person is coming to you because they got something to give to you.
Mm.
So I always got to be open to receive it.
Mhm.
That's how I look at it.
Can I
Damn.
tell you that day we met you, that's how I felt.
Really?
Yeah, you were very warm.
Mhm.
Literally, we had just met within seconds.
Seconds,
and
yeah.
you were very warm and inviting and welcoming to us.
Like your energy was just
yes,
like
it was. I felt
Yes.
like this. Like you were just like, come. You know what I mean?
it
And-
wasn't standoffish.
At
It was more
all.
like, yes, I embrace you. Like,
Yeah.
come on,
Right,
everyone's
yeah.
my
Yeah.
friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
It
Maybe
felt
it's
very- it
'cause
felt
of
very
learning
genuine.
about
It
Jesus
was
in
very
Catholic
genuine.
school. Suffer them all if it's children to come to me. Okay, I like that. That's what the father-in-law told me, Sister Mary.
we went to Catholic school too, so.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm saying a lot of people do.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But see, and that's another reason. If you're engaging with somebody and you mention what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
you will connect with somebody
Mm-hmm.
who probably doesn't get the opportunity to say that to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time I went to Catholic school, 100,000, it's too. But
Yeah.
if I would have never said it in a room,
Right.
their best friends would have never known.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's the funny thing.
Yeah.
That happens with talking about mental health, depression, alcoholism, suicidal thoughts in Catholic school.
Mm-hmm.
Me too, but if you don't talk about it, you will never know.
And sometimes not even necessarily in that order.
No,
I
yeah.
mean,
But they all five seem to
Right.
find themselves in the same.
But see, everything that people perceive as bad or if you don't have guilt and shame about your situation, you will have growth, freedom, and prosperity.
Right.
Because I started the comic book not because I wanted to. I went to a music meeting,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what hip hop or music did for me. I went to a music meeting because my friend Eric's, my manager's brother, had an artist he wanted to get signed.
Right.
So he was like, D, if I call the label, I'm never getting a
Right.
meeting.
Right.
But if you call, you might get a meeting next week. And I know you don't want to do it, but I said, okay, I'll do it. So I called up the label. Yo, what's up? This is DMC. I have an artist. Who? DMC. Hold on. Come back to the DMC or Run-DMC? Yeah, hold on. I gotta get my name.
Bring me home.
So DMC, yes, Darryl McDaniels. I have this artist that I wonder if I could get a meeting. Can I meet with somebody, in a couple of days or whatever? Hold on. So I guess this person who picked up the phone was like, "Yo, DMC's on the phone. Anybody want to meet with him? Like, set up a meeting with him." And the one guy probably said, "I'll meet with him right now." So they come, "Yo, you can come up right now." I was like, "Whoa, what? Okay." So when I go up, I meet with this guy named Riggs Morales, who was Eminem's A&R over at Shady Records for the rise of that great empire. So he was like, "Shit, DMC, I'm gonna take that meeting right now." So I go up to meet with him, and when I sit down, he's doing this to me.
He's in that
He's
starstruck
in
gaze.
that- yeah,
He's
yeah.
just
Yeah, he goes
lost.
up, he's like,
It's like this.
Yeah, yeah. And he goes,
It's like this.
and he says, "I'm usually very professional. I never fan out." And he says these words, "But you was like a superhero to me." He's like, "Ren and Jay were cool, but your look with the gloves and the glasses." He was like, so he said, "I don't want to interview with you, but what was it like when you was a kid?" And I was like, "Well, all I did was read, collect, and draw comic books, and I went to Catholic school." He was like, "Comic books?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Comic?" I was like, and he was like, "Me too." So we thought hip hop was the only connection. So
Right.
by me revealing that, you really want to
Right.
know? So we sat there for 3 hours and we talked about comic books.
I love
No
that.
hip hop, no, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Catholic school kid from suburban lower middle class Queens, Puerto Rican kid from the Bronx who was watching him and his family would always have to move because the landlords were burning the buildings.
Yeah.
But I had both parents. I went to Catholic school. My father had a Electra 225, poor man's Cadillac. You went to get the Buick Electra. So I had all of that, but he was just in the Bronx and it was burning. And the Bronx was crazy.
Yeah.
But his love we had in common. Then he was in the burning Bronx and I was in lovely Queens.
The burning Bronx.
We had the comic books that connected us. And we
Yeah.
sat
Yeah.
and he said, "D, you should do a comic book." And at first I didn't want to, I was like, "No, this and that." But then he said, "With a comic book, you could do the same thing you've done with your music." And I was like, "What's that?" Inspire, educate, motivate,
That's
and
right.
entertain people.
That's right.
And that's how
And
the
you're gonna
comic
reach
book
so
came up.
many.
That's
people.
awesome.
But that was just me. I could have been like, I was in Harvard and this
Yes.
and that. I'm rapping, and you have money, and we was doing. But I was I went to Catholic school and I read comic books. But that is the most powerful thing. Your truth.
Yes.
So people know me from the rhymes and stuff like that, but they don't know Darryl.
Right.
So when you're meeting me, you're not meeting DMC. DMC's on stage.
Right.
You're the most powerful MC in the world. But then because of that, I got a chance to meet you because you might have something for me. And I might, you might think, "Oh, the music changed your life," but now I'm meeting you. You watch the videos and you stood in the audience. I might have something else to give to you. So that's how I look at everything.
I think
'Cause
that's
we
how
all
we ended
need
up
help.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how we ended up here.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Right.
What is it? Conversation brings connection. Conversation brings discussions, and the discussion brings transformation. That's how we can fix every problem that we have in the world today.
I love that. I
feel the
love
same.
I
that.
love that too.
Communication.
Yeah, communication. Yes.
And conversation.
Yeah.
Communication is
It's
probably
key.
one of the-
Everybody's mad at each other.
everyone is mad at each other, or they're not trying to understand.
Right, exactly.
So
But at the end of the day, Muslim Christian is still a God.
yeah,
Curly red hair or long blonde hair, dreadlocks and braids is still hair. But everybody overlooks that. White skin, black skin is still skin.
Right.
Adidas, Nikes. That's why I ain't mad at the Nike dudes. Wear your Jordans. I'm wearing my Adidas.
right.
But let's not stand here debating who's better. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Mine's is better because I feel that way. Yours is better because you feel mature. But now that we both have that power
Yeah.
and attitude, let's use that to change stuff and make it better.
I love that.
That's what, and then hip hop. I was just at the Tampa Comic Convention last week, and we came up with a slogan the Comic Cons has the solutions to all the problems politicians can't solve. Hip hop and music. See, the arts succeeds where politics and religion fails. And politics and religion fails us.
Yep.
Yes.
There's good things about it. I'm keeping it real. It fails us to the
Mhm.
preachers and the imams and
Yep.
all. It fails of us because the people are not engaged. We're looking for politics and
Yep.
religion and leaders and stuff to do stuff for us. That ain't gonna happen. So hip hop proved, okay, death, destruction, darkness, and despair. But we took the arts
Mm-hmm.
and we created a nirvana that allowed us to come into bring this wealth to the entertainment industry. But that's just a byproduct of what we are able to do.
Mhm.
But somewhere along the way, we forgot about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because in the beginning, it was like, when you listen to the message, that was a mental health record. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me want to,
Yep.
don't push
Yes.
me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it was young
Yep.
people saying it, but we were young people making records about what we saw our mothers and fathers and aunts and uncles and
Right.
the elders going through.
Yep.
Right.
And that's one of the first things I remember about hip hop. I mean, I have an older brother also named Darryl, and he
Okay.
was the one who introduced me to rap, back in the 80s, really. And I was young, but my earliest memories of that, the connection, it wasn't just the sound, but it was the lyrics.
The lyrics.
Right. It wasn't
And
just
being
coolness
this
and
kid in a
fun.
rough neighborhood in the Bronx, like I was
You
even
could
at an
relate.
early, I could relate to it.
Yeah.
Whereas, I grew up in a household where my mom was still playing Motown.
Of
and,
course.
but you
Yeah.
don't hear that. You don't hear, they're not singing about inner city.
the
They're not
realness?
singing about
The things that are
being
really
from the
happening.
Bronx. Right.
The
It's
actual
different.
challenges.
So
yeah.
while the music she played, I liked it. It sounded nice.
And it felt good.
It felt good, but for me, hip hop, that was the thing that kind of hooked me into
Right.
it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
of
It
course.
was that, wow, they're singing about things that I live some of this stuff, or
Right.
I've
Mhm.
seen it.
Yep.
Like that
and then you was
connection
able to
was really
acknowledge it
different.
at a younger
Yeah.
age. You didn't
Yeah.
have to wait to grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because you were
said,
living
I could
it.
do
I was
something
living a lot,
about
yeah.
this now.
Or
Like,
knew someone, yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thought of the music, right? It has this relational aspect that does build relationships and bonds because these are experiences that we can all relate to.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And then in that you see that we are alike, like we are,
Yeah.
and then it builds those stronger relationships. Kind of tie into part of the topic that we want to go to, right? Like what builds strong relationships. Communication is one,
Right.
but also being that level of vulnerability and talking through. I went to Catholic school. I love comic
Right.
books.
It's all relatable.
Yeah.
No
It's
matter,
relatable.
no matter
and then
what place you came from, when you're listening to your music or any music, to me, I listen to the lyrics. That's the one thing. He's more of like a beat person. I'm more of the
Right.
lyrics,
me
and
too.
the lyrics
lyrics.
catch me.
Lyrics.
I'm like, I love this song. I love
Yeah.
this rap. It's just that's the thing for me. And growing up in the Bronx, I felt like it was so relatable because I was like, I'm not the only one going through these things.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You're
Right.
not
So I was like,
alone.
okay,
Right.
Everybody's
I'm not alone.
woe is me.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
woe is we.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
We-
Woe
Yeah.
is we.
Woe is-
You know, everybody woe is me. No,
No, you're not the only one. Everyone's going through it.
I miss the ability just to understand the lyrics sometimes. I hear some songs, I'm like, what the
I
hell
don't know
did
what
he
they're
just say?
saying.
Well, the new
Right.
stuff. The new stuff.
Some of that new stuff.
New stuff.
I'm like,
That's what I hear.
but you gotta understand, hip hop was able to take up. See, the thing is, I was just speaking to people out at Park City Song Summit. It's a place where artists and creators get together to come up with solutions for all of our problems.
Mm.
And what it is we gotta have guts
Yes.
to do it.
Yes.
So we didn't invent that because hip hop learned that from people like Marvin Gaye
Right.
Mhm.
and the punk rockers and Curtis Mayfield
Right.
and Neil Young,
Mm-hmm.
John Lennon, who slept naked in the bed to protest the war. We was like, yo, these guys ain't just famous celebrity, rich ass rock stars. They had guts to do that.
Right.
Marvin Gaye was just known for love records.
Mhm.
And he had to make What's Going On.
Yeah.
And it's known Barry Gordy didn't want him to,
Mhm.
it's going to ruin you.
Mhm.
No, what are you going to sing about that? Marvin had to do it. And Barry was like, okay, they're going to leave. And when Marvin first sung it, that audience stood up and gave him a standing
Yeah.
ovation.
Mhm.
Because
James
they
Brown.
can relate to it.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. We're singing about the love and stuff like that. But then when these artists sing about the stuff that everybody in the audience is going through, it's Curtis
Yes.
Mayfield,
Yep.
Neil Young, The Rocks, Bob Dylan.
Yep.
It was so much bigger than being a musician.
Right.
It's all about responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So you just and that thing that a celebrity can do, everybody has that power.
Yeah.
I was speaking at Barnes and Noble about my book, 10 Ways Not to Commit Suicide.
Yeah.
And the lady just brought her son who done OD'd and relapsed over and over and over, like she was on her last wits.
Mm-hmm.
So she from my era, she was like, oh my God, DMC got a book about something that my son is going through. She dragged him to Barnes and Noble. He's sitting in the hotel and just like he didn't care. But at the end, his one question was like, DMC, why should I stay alive? And I didn't say, oh, because you can play the guitar and, you know, he's a metalhead. And I didn't say nothing about his talent and getting money and having an occupation. I said, because your story could save a life.
That's right.
Yep.
I love that.
I mean, like,
I love that answer.
He was like, and then
It's true.
This was in Cleveland. And when I went back to Cleveland, next time I saw he's doing fine. Yeah, I never heard that. Your guitar playing doesn't make you important. Your touchdowns will make you important. What you do for another person makes you important.
Yeah.
But that's a good change of mindset, right? It's not all of the things that you'll get. It's what you'll give. It's so funny because your mindset is all about like you're a giver. I'm not surprised that everyone gravitates to you and wants to have a relationship with you because you're a giver. Which there's a lot of takers in this world, but being a giver, it's like, and you'll have good people that gravitate towards you too. And I don't know how large your circle is. Our circle, and we talk about our circle of friendship and the relationships we have and we hold dear. And it's not as large, but do you feel like you have a large circle of people that you keep close, or
got Cindy, Eric, Toby, Smith. I can name them on fingers.
Yeah,
it's not like large, but that's just your close affiliations. When you those saying, walk in the shopping stop right now.
right.
All of those people there are there for a reason at the same time. But if nobody speaks up, you will never know. Everybody when you go somewhere, I don't care. For whatever reason and stuff. Now, I'm not saying be like a dog and go up to everybody. No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying when you put in a situation, you got to say, I discovered this. I'm not just here to be on this show. There's something else going on.
Right.
I'm not here just to be doing my Comic-Con. There's a thing where I go with the mindset to give, but I'm really there to receive.
So you go into situations with this mindset of there's something more. There's more here.
Yes.
And so you practice that so often that it's kind of just, it's automatic.
Right, exactly.
That is so interesting.
That is,
right?
I mean, that type of growth mindset, general, I feel like you have a key to some kind of kingdom right now that I think the internet, seriously, that I think the internet is trying to figure out, right? You watch all these memes online and everybody's like, if you have this kind of open periphery about life all the time, you're just ready to be openly receiving things as they come.
Right.
And I tell you, we all kind of grew up in somewhat similar backgrounds being from the city, and we didn't have that periphery all the time, right?
Right.
So
Nope.
luckily we got to meet people that opened it
Right.
and opened it
Right.
and
exactly.
opened it. And sitting here with you today, I'm ready to go
Right?
Yeah.
because
Right.
because you've kind of experienced all the things that we talk to each other about.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
wow,
right.
wouldn't it be great too? Well, it's like in order to get there, it's not just go through the checklist.
Right.
It is being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yes.
It is,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
it is saying hi to that person, that random person
Mhm.
in Stop and Shop,
Yep.
because you're high in the aisle that day when you're picking out your Doritos and your peanut butter.
Right, exactly.
Might have made somebody else
Yeah.
go, oh, that was nice of him. You didn't have to do that.
Right.
Or
And then they
just a
walked out
smile.
the door and said, someone said so and so. I saw so and so,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't. They might know you, but you've never said a word to each other for the past 5 years. We got a lot of that in town, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
this is what we talk about,
Of
like
course.
stuff in
Yeah.
town, right? It's like
Yeah,
you haven't.
no.
I've seen so and so 80
So
times in Stop and
your
Shop.
life in town is my life in the world.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's only
Yes.
like that because of
Yeah.
what I do.
Yeah.
It's
Well
all
put.
the same stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's all the same stuff.
I guess the key is just to be open, right? To accept and be open, like meeting new people. Because for me, I know I suffered from depression. I still do, but it's manageable. But it's always like, oh, is that person thinking about me? I can't say hi because that's so and so's friend from over there,
Right.
and they may not like me, you know. But like listening to you, and it's like changing that mindset, right? Just
Right.
going in there and seeing that person.
And
Stop and shop.
it's when you talk about depression, you don't want to talk to nobody, don't.
Right.
Yes.
No.
That's
yes.
the
yes.
simple thing. It's not
Yes.
right.
But I go down that rabbit hole that I could
Right.
stay in my house and not talk to anybody for a year, and I'm
Right.
okay with that. But I know that that's not healthy.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So and with you saying
It'll be
like going
good to
and doing those things,
Right.
just like little things, like going into the supermarket and saying hi to that random person that I've seen at wherever else,
Right.
and just say,
Yes.
"Hey, yeah, I love that peanut butter; it's delicious," and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I've tried this," and
Yeah.
and then just having that open dialogue and being able to just accept and just being open to
Right.
people in general.
Right.
I think that's
Right.
where it just starts, that whole opening of the doors and that just being
Right.
accepted
Well,
and
that's
being
the opening
accepting.
because
Mhm.
you have anxiety and all of that
Mhm.
stuff, but that one little how you doing? That
Mhm.
peanut butter's really good. It's so big, but
It
you know
is.
until you do
Do
that,
it,
you won't
yep.
realize it.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, how did you get to that point? Because I think another thing all of us have in common is we grew up in the city, right?
Right.
Now, New York City is a rough place.
It's
You don't
rough.
walk around
Very
being
rough.
open, right?
Right.
Well, you
Mhm.
can't.
Right.
You can't do because you'll be taken. You learn that lesson quickly.
Yes.
You can't do that.
Right.
So the thing we practiced is to be closed. I can't tell you how many times I've been on the
No,
subway,
true.
right? I
Mhm.
want to look unfriendly,
Yes.
right? I don't want anyone to right? It's a whole thing because, and we say it's to protect ourselves, right? But
Right.
now we haven't lived in the city, all of us, in a very long time. And I know for myself, letting some of that go has been a process,
Mhm.
Of
right?
course.
Because I'm in a different environment. I'm safer here. It's different, right? So now practicing like undoing some of that is
Mhm.
its own challenge.
Of
So
course.
how did you, especially given the line of work you've been in, right? Just being someone who is recognizable, right? Because to me, I would think I would want to maintain being closed,
Right.
right? Because right, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
True.
So
Right.
how did you
Exactly.
get from that, or maybe you were more open than we were at a younger age? I don't know.
I work. I was I open at a younger. Yeah, I probably was,
Yeah.
but I wasn't the initiator. Though.
Mhm.
Mm.
But it came from, I guess, at a younger age, it came from this. The person that was always mad and angry. I saw there was a day where somebody broke through and said, "You always look so mean and angry and unapproachable." And for whatever reason, that's the day that person said, "Really?"
Mhm.
And their light
Mhm.
came on for
Mhm.
them. But I guess it's from, well, let's back up. Coming from where we come from, we got a problem. Harmful, destructive behavior is celebrated in our communities.
Yeah.
It is.
It
Yep.
is.
So people where we come from, unless you're unless you've been groomed to be open, you're not probably going to be open.
Right.
But what happens out in our communities is we open up for the wrong reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because we open up to receive a power that's false. Meaning, I only smoked my first joint at 12 to be accepted.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I only drunk to be accepted.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing I'm I'm liable to be an alcoholic. But then when I look back, I was like, I ain't have to do none of that.
Mhm.
Me and Nathan smoked that first joint with Dexter, who was 15,
Mm-hmm.
to be considered cool by Dexter.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what they did.
Right.
Because they were cool.
Now, if I never did that, I would have found another way to connect with those individuals which I connect.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is we celebrate the person that could take 30 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Bring them more as opposed to stopping them at
Right.
the third one and saying what's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We celebrate the guy that fight the guy or the girl that beats up everybody in the neighborhood.
Mhm.
Right.
As opposed to saying, I'm not here to fight you. I want to know who's doing this to you in
Right,
your
right.
house.
Yep.
or the-
I always say there's always something behind it.
Yeah.
It's like, are we
Exactly.
going to ask them why they're doing that?
Right.
Or are we just going to just let it keep going?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So we are accustomed to receiving openness in very false, powerful ways.
Yeah.
When the most powerful thing you can do is connect with an individual
Mm-hmm.
where they at, how they are, or whatever. That the person that's like this is either like that for a very good reason,
Mhm.
Mhm.
or they only like that because they think they gotta be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And once they know, it's cool to be open and vulnerable and soft.
Mm-hmm.
You mean I don't have to have pit bulls? I can have turtles?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? But and it's all the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
I love the
But
idea.
a lot, you know what I'm saying? Think
Turtles.
about all the people that get pit bulls.
Oh
You
yeah,
see 'em
we
all.
grew up, right?
They
And that was the
thinking
thing.
that's the cool
Yeah.
thing to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
No, get a miniature poodle.
Do you have a miniature
Walk through the
poodle?
hood like, no, I don't. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the whole Riggs
Yeah.
thing. It was like Catholic school and comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could, hip hop, and I'm rhyming. It's your Grandmaster
Yeah.
Flash, and that broke a whoa. And we sat
Yeah.
there and talked for 3 hours.
Right.
He's the reason why Shady Records is doing what he with Eminem.
Right.
Mhm.
I'm the king of reading ones why hip hop is on MTV and why it's on Rolling Stone, but none of that meant nothing. We sat there and talked about comic books,
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
which is very powerful.
Yeah.
It is powerful. And
So
part
the social situations that we are in society, it's up to us to change people's perspective so that they can receive what it is that it's meant for them to receive.
Mm.
Like I always tell these new rappers, I don't want Eminem sold like 50 million albums. I don't want the 50 million people that brought Eminem. I want the 50 million that didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Because once I get the 50 million that didn't, the 50 million that got Eminem is going to wonder, what is this guy doing over there?
Yes.
And they're going to come over and then they're going to discover something else for them.
Mm-hmm.
We are so busy of, let me stay safe. Now, safety means protecting yourself and everybody else too.
Mm-hmm.
But we're so busy of not engaging in connecting.
Mhm.
It don't even have to be a long conversation. Like when I go to the stores and I hold the door for people that don't say thank you, I say, okay, I was just here to hold the door for that person. Should I go tell the person? I won't go over there and say, motherfucker, you try to hold the door for no. I'm gonna go and say, yo, I came here to hold the door for you at this time of day. Because that was what I was sent to do. And here's the worst thing. Here's the crazy thing. You ever let somebody go in the car and you go,
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
sometimes I feel like chasing them down and saying, but then I gotta pull back and say, no,
Right.
that was meant for me to do that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So so society. Now here's what's crazy. People only like Instagram and social media because it can be used to make money.
Mm-hmm.
If that shit wasn't good for your business, or be posting all of that, would any of us be doing it? So the normal person is only trying to do this social media thinking they're gonna get the Kardashian money.
Right.
Now,
Or something.
the promotion of that is a whole other thing. But everybody is doing certain things to be something else
Right.
other than themselves. So for me, hip hop taught all of us, like Nirvana would say, come as you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you do that, everybody gets what's meant for them.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Is everybody going to be Jay-Z? No, everybody's not supposed to be Jay-Z.
Right.
But everybody was trying to be Jay-Z.
Mhm.
And my thing is, okay, that's what Jay-Z did. I'm doing something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And even if I don't get the award, at least it took me down a different road of experience that
Right.
nobody else could.
And you were true to yourself.
Yes.
Exactly. That's the whole key
Right.
to it. But for us, hip hop, I was talking to DJ Charlie Chase of the Cold Crush. And you got this whole thing where they're talking about were Latinos there in the beginning of hip hop. They were.
Right.
Even if they wasn't doing hip hop, Charlie Chase said what would happen is the Latinos would be at the block party with the live band.
Mm-hmm.
The instruments out in one end of the block, and the black kids would be down with the DJ.
Mm.
Charlie Chase said he was on this side, and he walked down the block one day to the black side. And the black kid, the black older kid looked up and said, yo, little man, now this is beautiful. Yo, little man, you like this? He was like, yeah, come on around here. Let me show you how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlie Chase became one of the most well-known Puerto Rican DJs in the world. Cold Crush would always identify, we got a Puerto Rican DJ that cuts so on. So they were there. You know what I'm saying? They were there doing the graffiti and all of that. So the openness of the black guy to tell Chase,
Right.
yo, Charlie, come on up, come. Yo, little man, that's
Mhm.
how the world changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you get from around here.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be down there. The black dude didn't say, yo, Charlie, and Charlie was I like, yeah, I don't want to play the conga no more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the black DJ said, dude, come on around here. Look what happened.
That's what Charlie said.
It was literally like 3 beats the whole time, and it was just like, how many decades are we gonna
But
do this thing?
even for us, when we had our block parties in Queens, it would be the older guy, your cousin or your uncle, playing the music from 10 in the morning
Mm-hmm.
to about 7:38.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing the records all the way through, all the Motown stuff and the stuff like that. 7:38, your brother or your brother's friend, he gets on, he's dropping beats, and then the MCs is grabbing the mic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And what made the older people realize at first, y'all ain't say, people always say, I was at a high school in the Bronx, and a kid wanted to ask me, because I was 50 at the time, Mr. DMC. Now, if I was 20, 30, I would even just been DMC the rapper, but he knew I was 50. Mr. DMC, what do you think about mumble rap? Like you just said, the thing. Yeah. So
The kid called it mumble rap.
No, it is mumble
the
rap.
kid said, what do you think about mumble rap? Because it's crazy. I was speaking to these kids, and they said, yo, a lot of us kids don't like it. The problem is a self-esteem thing. They think if they don't listen to it, they ain't cool.
Right.
Wow.
Not knowing the coolest motherfucker in the school is motherfucker that don't listen to Lil Wayne and all that. Because you don't have to.
Right. Mhm.
But he said, what do you think about mumble rap? Expecting me to be hating on it. I said, I could relate to it. The whole class got cried because I didn't hate on it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that? I said, because they said the same thing to us.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Hip hop, the hip. Y'all ain't saying that it's not music. I said, the only difference between your generation and my generation is this. When we got criticized, we stopped mumbling and proved we could deliver something of high quality and content like a Curtis Mayfield, Stevie Wonder, and a George Clinton. We didn't just keep on rapping the hip
Right.
hop, the hip. Oh, what we wrote the message. We wrote it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
I said Tupac is not worshipped because he went to jail and had Thug Life tattooed on him, and he was from the hood and
Right.
hip hop. He's worshipped for 2 reasons, and the kids was like, "What? Dear Mama and Brenda had a baby," and you said, "Yo," and the kid said this, "Yo, that Dear Mama song is ill," and he wasn't just talking about Pac from the way that record sound and what he talked about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pac took it upon himself to talk about teenage pregnancy
Mhm.
when Brenda had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't his A&R man. That's what we did as young people.
Right.
And I said, we were young. I said, I didn't change the world when I was 50. I didn't change the world when I was 40. I didn't change the world when I was 20, 30. Me running Jay changed the world straight out of high school. They was like, oh, yeah, that's right. I said, look at what your favorite rapper is doing right now. And this is not against what they're doing. They don't have to do anything. This is not about freedom of speech and censorship. I'm talking about the culture of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
I said, look at what your favorite rapper is doing and talking about at 21, and look at what we were talking about at 21.
Yep.
I said, y'all guys is F word, the B word, hold this, suck this, doing that. When Tretch from East Orange, living in the street, when he wrote about sex, he did it with such eloquence. He wrote OPP.
Mhm.
Right.
Listen to that delivery. So the world who wants to look at Tretch and said, you're worth nothing, now looking at him going, you wrote that? And he's like, yes, I did. Because that's what's inside of him. So for us, it was a communication thing. I remember I was in Japan when Obama first won. And just for you, I was tired. I'm doing interviews. We had like 50 interviews and I'm doing it. But I'm tired. When it wasn't engaged, I'm tired. I'm jet lagged and I'm thinking I'm gonna get back to my room. So when Obama wins, everybody in the room, the Japanese journalists, the black people, the white people, the Jewish friends that I had, they turned up me and my DJ and everybody and go, we won. This is the hip hop thing, you know what I'm saying? Because we never thought we'd see a black president.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I'm sitting there like this. I'm out of it, just saying 2 more interviews. I'm back to my room. So they saw my unenthusiastic demeanor. And one of the journalists said to me, DMC, look, Obama just won. What do you think about that? And I was like, I said this. I was like, yeah, it's cool. I never thought I'd see a black president in my lifetime. But that shit don't mean nothing to me. Just like that, right? Just like that. Then you heard this.
Now I go, silence.
That shit don't mean nothing, right? And I'm like this, and I noticed the silence, and I'm like, am I dreaming? I don't want to go there. And I look up, everybody in the room's like this.
Yeah.
So I'm tired of saying, hold up, let me clarify myself. Obama's motto, slogan for his campaign was what?
Hope.
No, yes we can.
Oh, that's
Remember that?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do now.
So I said, the reason why I said it like that,
Uh-huh.
Obama was the personification of something that a young man prophesied many years ago for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it don't mean nothing now because it already meant something to me. And this is just a manifestation of that. What do you mean, DMC? Treacherous 3, Kool Moe Dee, who most people in hip hop only know from the 90s when he battled LL. They don't know that he was in one of the most groundbreaking hip hop groups called the Treacherous 3 MCs, who invented fast rhyming. They had a song called New Rap Language. Kool Moe Dee, as you can see, I rock the world society, and at the end you will agree, nobody rocks it like me. I'm LA Sunshine, I rock your mind and do it to you, hit a little on the fiddle, cause the cat, they've been doing everything all of these fast rappers is doing. But in 1984, they did this record called Yes We Can. They sampled, hold on, it didn't start with them. They sampled the Pointer Sisters. So I grew up listening to the Pointer Sisters, you know what I'm saying? Who had a record, do-ba-doo-ba-doo-doom, ba-doo-ba-doo. I know we can make it. I know now, we can work it out. Yes, we can. So Treacherous 3 had a song called Yes We Can. And it started evil destruction, tax deduction, price inflation rocks the nation, and unemployment is on the rise. It's hard to find a compromise, but if it lasts like this for a long enough time, won't lead to nothing but a higher level of crime. This is the news can't even report. Like you said about hip hop, you can relate it to. So we say,
Right.
so then they went into this record of talking about everything that's going on in the world now. And then what happened was, remember in the records, you would wait for the MCs to put their solo verse in.
Yes.
They were rhymers, first five would rhyme together, but then you waited for Mel,
Right.
Scorpio, Raheem, Cowboy, and Creole to rhyme so you can hear your favorite rap, whatever. So in this record, Yes We Can, everybody was waiting for Mo, Sunshine, and Special K. But when Mo's turn came, he said these words. He said, once a nobody from the neighborhood, I took a hop to the top because I knew that I would excel over the rest because I make progress. I don't consider it luck because I'm not blessed. I got my life all together, love the way that I live. Go to school, know I'm cool, and I think positive because it's a right to have fun, lots of pleasures and joy, but it's a brain that separates the men from the boys. I was like, whoa. So he said, you get the money and the cars and stuff like that and have your fun and party and all that. But then he said, it's a brain. And everybody was known in the hood and in the streets, yo, Moody's in college. We would actually go up to Nassau Community College because they would have DJ night to see if it was true, and Mo would be standing there. So that was powerful. So what did that do that to me? I'm under Mo generation.
Right.
But because he did that, when Run passed me the mic on Circumcised, what did I do? I didn't go, I got more runs and money. I said, I'm DMC in the place to be. I go to St. John's University. And since kindergarten, I acquired the knowledge. After 12th grade, I went straight, you know what I'm saying? So those
Did you ever think you'd be rapping that alongside?
No.
I had the and I had the Pete Rock version in my head for a second too. I was like John Jay, St. John, yeah. Flipped
I
it.
wanted to round it out. That's the first
verse.
verse that I ever memorized from someone.
But it's a communication thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Totally
people tell
is.
me, yo, D, you make people that wore glasses confident, and you make people in school confident.
Yeah.
But if Mo would have never did it, I would have never did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm saying, you listen to Run Rock, he's talking about a circumcised, you go uptown and all of that. He was like, say your best rhyme. My best rhyme to me at the time was a rhyme that I wrote for getting accepted to St. John's University. But nowadays, I don't think an MC would say that because they too busy trying to be thugged out.
Yeah,
Saying about lollipops and poodles. With the same motherfucker.
And turtles.
You gotta curse. I tell kids, me running J, man, we cursed on 2 or 3 records. And we only cursed to get your attention and drive a point in.
Yeah.
And it was a simple thing. When we was new coming from Queens because we wasn't from the Bronx. Who these rappers from Queens? Run said, and if you say you heard my rhymes, we're gonna have to fight because I just made the motherfuckers up last night. That means you lying if you say I'm biting because I just made this rhyme last night. So I'm using all of that to say, this is what these young people in the Bronx did.
Yeah.
Which affected all the other. Salt and Pepper never showed a breast or twerk.
That's right.
That's
They
right.
danced and
They
stuff,
danced,
but they
yep.
never had to get
Right.
naked to be
That's
MC Light,
Love her. Mm-hmm.
Latifah,
Yeah.
Bahamadia. I'll name them all. Moni Love.
Love Moni Love.
They wasn't female rappers. They were dope MCs.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Who were females.
Yeah,
That's
it
right.
just happened to be
Difference.
females. Yeah.
Yep.
Peppa
It
lived
was
in town for a little
different.
while.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She lived up not too far from here for a little bit.
We were doing this at a young age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of older people that know these things, but they don't share these things,
Mm-hmm.
which is detrimental to. I sound like a professor, which is detrimental to the survival of the human race. But if it's up to the artists, it's up to y'all, what y'all doing here. It's up to y'all communication. When you go to your museum, when you go to a concert, when you go to a play, anything artistic and creative, when you go to a cooking class, look around the room. There's people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
It's the creativity. There was a interview with Barry White, and everybody was mad because he said he was a god. And I forgot who asked him, and he said, "Yes, I am." He said, "Well, Jesus told you we are all a god." He said this, and the way Barry said it with that voice, we are some of the most powerful beings in this planet. He said we control life or death. We give life, and we can take that shit away. We have the power. Oh, we have dominion over this earth. That's why we're destroying it. And we have the power of creativity. So God is looking at us, and Jesus and Moses. These motherfuckers are so dumb. Because we have the power to, you know what I'm saying? When you don't vote for somebody, we got to look at elections different. We ain't voting for these people to come and do what we think they should do. We're voting for them to put them there so that we can give them an example of what to do. We got it all backwards. Think about every Republican, Democrat, whatever it is. We are so divided. It's the arts that bring us together. The arts can have a Palestinian and a Jewish person working on a documentary film to show that everybody ain't mad at each other. But will CNN and Fox and MSC show that 10 times a day to hypnotize us to make that? No, they're going to show the fights and the wars and everything. They're going to show everything that makes us different.
The arts,
but it's our differences that gives us the power. Oh, that's what they do in Italy? This is what we do in the Bronx. So now we got two things that can change everybody's in existence.
Right.
But instead of saying your way isn't the way to, we so busy fighting Italy's way is fake and the Bronx way is fake. No, they both right. Let's give that to some people from you.
Right.
That was the whole thing. So look at what hip hop did. We took, Run-DMC didn't create anything. We took what was being done in the streets of New York and put it on record. If you hear my Adidas, we took the beat from the street and put it on TV. That's all we did. Was like, they're gonna film us? Are they gonna let us make videos? All right, we're gonna rap over a rock beat. It's the same beats we was already rapping in the crates. It wasn't a new thing. Flash, Grand Wizard Theodore, and Charlie Chase, Kool Herc, and Bambaataa played rock records for their rappers to rap, and nobody just didn't do it on a record.
Right.
So we did it on a record, and then we took it a thing way further. Not only did we do the record that was a major breakbeat in hip hop, we did it with the white guys. That was the game changer. You scrolling through MTV, it was Run-DMC, but what the hell?
Yep.
And then there are people you scrolling through, you see Aerosmith for running. What the hell? That was the game changer.
That's what I said.
It was a game changer.
That's what I said. What the hell?
I mean, this is what I said earlier about having that open mindset. I mean, the past hour in having this conversation with you has been wonderful, and the fact that I think I gotta like rename the episode because it is. We just opened up our own periphery here, and just thank you so much for
the past hour.
Man, it's been,
and this is stuff that the past we gave rules and regulations to existence. We created all this shit is happening now.
Oh, yes.
That's why, you know what I'm saying?
Talking about like the dimensions of time, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Because it's funny, when I'm at a school, I'm pulling off after I spoke to whether it's high school or middle school, the kids run in the window to see what kind of car the celebrity DMC has. I drive a 2008 Ford F-150 pickup truck. And then one kid asked me, why do you drive a pickup truck? Number one, the bins broke down and the rolls got stuck, so I drove past his ass in my pickup. But I just say, because I didn't want it. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted a Ford F-150. I just like the way it looked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and now the kid is like, so you mean you don't have to get a Bentley?
No,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't.
Because
You
you
don't
got
have
money.
to.
Who made? I always say, who made that rule up?
Yep.
So we
Hip hop.
communication
Yes.
and discussion, all it does is it opens the door,
Yes.
but it opens up the reality. don't have to do. I don't have to plead. I don't have to follow no rules,
No.
dude.
But you know what you do by telling people like you can go against the norm. You're also saying it's okay to go against the norm. It's okay for you to be uncomfortable with that fact in that you don't want maybe what everyone else has or what they expect you to have, and you basically are telling these kids you don't need to follow that. If you
Right.
want the Bentley, then go get the Bentley. But if
Right,
that's not
yes.
what is in your heart, then don't
Right.
do that. If it's whatever,
Because most
then
people do it
that's
because
the
they
way
think
to
they're
go.
supposed to do it.
Right.
Right.
Nice. Yeah.
That's the issue.
But we're so
Like me,
worried
I thought I was
about what
supposed to
everybody
smoke.
gonna
Think,
say. What
and
are they
it-
gonna
Yeah,
think?
I
What?
smoked weed. I go back. I went to rehab. I was an alcoholic, suicidal, metaphysical, spiritual wreck because of all of the behaviors that
Yeah.
I thought I
You
had to do,
Mm.
Right.
Right.
which causes the trauma in
Yes.
you.
Yes. And you must have been, I mean, like the level of unhappiness.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Because you are not
You're living for everyone else and
That's
not
right.
yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Because the
Yeah,
ramen
so
thing
true.
is easy. I want to do that. This and that.
Yeah.
The drawing, that's
Yeah.
easy. But now that I'm here, I'm thinking, oh, I need to be something to be accepted.
Yeah.
No, I can
Yeah.
just be me.
And you're being you in the public eye. Right? Because
Right.
that you do have that. I mean, it's different from the
Right.
rest of us here. And that adds another level. Like it's a big thing.
Oh, no, 100%.
Right? So you
yes.
really, as
Yeah.
an individual, have to get to a point of I love myself, I'm comfortable with who I am, and people can like it or not, and truly be okay with that.
Right.
You know, but I think being able to do that and being here and I'm sure lots of other places and talking about that it's making that contagious, right? Because now,
'Cause now you
because
bring
I'm getting
awareness.
that too,
Mhm.
right? And I know that, but like to hear you speak so openly about it, it's just reinforcing that message of it's okay to be me,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Unapologetically, right? I mean, I don't
Yeah.
have to be an asshole, but but
Right, yeah,
I
right.
can
You don't
I
have
can be
to
me.
That's right.
Right.
It's like you don't
Yeah.
have to do that. When I found out that I was adopted, that was another thing that pushed me to
Yes.
drinking because I didn't know how to do it.
Yes.
Right.
I didn't know. And it's funny. Go talk about it.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
my
You
thing
know,
was
I
this,
heard
if-
that on you did an episode on Will Smith's podcast, and that's
Yep.
the first time I heard that. And I
Yep.
again was like, wow, he's really sharing. I'd never heard that.
If you
before.
remove guilt and shame, you remove the pain
it takes
of
the
the
power away
situation.
from
Yep.
yes.
Yes.
Not the pain
100.
of what happened. What
Right.
happened
It happened.
Right.
But if you remove
Yes.
guilt and shame, I'm an alcoholic. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I smoked. Don't be ashamed of that.
Right.
It happened. I got
Yes.
it too fake. I'm an alcoholic.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Remove the guilt and shame. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That's where the power is.
Yeah.
So when I found out that I was adopted,
Yeah.
I was going through all of these changes based on perception.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember sitting there with my therapist who was just giving to me because she was a therapist at the New York Foundling. She's a therapist of all the kids that come into the foster care system.
Mm.
So she's dealing with newborn babies to people 21 that's ready to age up the system. But I would go to her and I would see her and I was like, I'm on this adopted foster care thing. So she had to stop me. What do you mean by that? I was like, I'm different. She said, what makes you different? And she hit me with this. She said, you eat, sleep, and shit just like everybody else. You got people that love you like everybody else. What makes you different?
Mm.
She said, the only thing that's different is your situation, not you.
Right.
Not you.
Your
Yep.
adoptive
Mhm.
situation. I was
That's
like,
right.
whoa, I never
Yeah.
thought of
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for her to say that, so it goes back to the woe is we.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I first found out that I was adopted, I'm the only person. It wasn't until I said, you know what, I'm not going to be ashamed about it. And I would, mention it at an interview, mention it when I was speaking at a school, this and that. And every time I would say that, 10 to 12 people would go, me too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I was like,
You
see,
opened
are
up
not
their
alone.
ability.
If you
Right.
got abused,
Yeah.
whatever
That's
it
right.
is
Yeah.
in your life, you are not alone because everybody's going through something.
Yeah.
And I take it, my easiness, it's not like I'm doing this consciously. It's coming from hip hop.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm Darryl McDaniels from Hollis, Queens, New York. It's Christmas time. I love eating chicken and collard greens. I tell you my story.
Mhm.
Ice Cube is going to say, well, I'm from Compton, this and that, boom, bang. And we accept each other as we are. But then we look at each other and say, what is it that we can do?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
See, that's the key. Okay, you made Jay-Z's is a billionaire and you poor person from what's the name, but if y'all came together, you know the dynamic, phenomenal work that could happen, and you might get a check out of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But most people do stuff to get something. Let me say this too, which is okay. I just never thought hip hop would be in the same position as all the other genres of music. But they're not going to understand this. Anything that's holy and sacred to a people, place, nation will get diluted and polluted and destroyed once it's commercialized.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things get destroyed and remain destroyed, not because of the people that's abusing and oppressing, abusing the whatever it is. It's us because we let them do that.
Mm.
We have the power to shut down every radio station in America that continually plays music with content that degrades, disrespect, and disillusions our young people in the neighborhood. But because the artists that are doing it are getting so much money doing it, everybody's
It's
being
doing it,
quiet
yeah.
with the hope that, oh, I'm going to do that one day too, which
Yeah.
is not true. I love Bun B by going to school and telling kids, everybody you see on TV ain't rich.
Mm-hmm.
He told them that. It's what you do that will acquire wealth and all of that
Right.
stuff. But us as a people, we have everything necessary to succeed. The kids in the Bronx proved it. They had no resources, no money, no real estate or nothing, but they looked inside. They started playing music. They started rapping to the music. They started dancing to the music. The art, the graffiti, the only thing I tell kids this, the only thing that was wrong about graffiti was we were writing on walls we didn't own.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it was art.
It was
And
art.
no,
Yeah.
and it became,
Still is, yeah.
we realized that when somebody who knows art said, oh, no, wait a minute, this is art. And then it changed because now Basquiat
Mm-hmm.
was a graffiti writer, Keith Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can go into the art galleries in Soho
Yeah.
and see graffiti artists' work going from 50,000 to millions of dollars.
Mhm.
This was like, what?
Yeah.
Well, we had to learn, okay, I can't just go right on a wall that I don't own. Let me
Right.
build my own walls.
That's
of my
right.
own. And that's what we have to do. So everything for me that I do now at 60, I just turned 60,
Congrats.
I'm realizing that, oh my God, I was already doing it at 12
yeah.
with nobody's permission.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
And now you've got all the permission.
Right.
Yeah, I
You-
know.
right? We're looking at
Well, I was
Your
trying
comic
to eat
books.
these cookies real quietly.
just
Oh,
leave
that's
it.
cookies, Darryl makes
I'm just
Alex.
saying, because these things are delicious.
They are so good.
Well, thank you. And
No,
that
they really
started
are.
as a joke.
What?
Did
I
it?
was at an event in Harlem,
pass
and there was a lady who had her own cooking company.
This makes me
And I love
happy.
sweets. So she came in, and I was like, give me some of your cookies. And I was eating, I was like, oh, these are cookies good. And I just said, this was like probably 7 or 8 years ago. I just said jokingly real loud, you know what? I'm going to start a cooking company. And this is hip hop gives you the confidence to say stuff. I'm going to start a cooking company, and I'm going to call it DMC, which is going to stand for Darryl Makes Cookies. And just for me saying that, everybody,
put it in the
yo,
universe.
that's so dumb.
That's it. Business plan showed up.
Yeah.
And I was like, but it took me a minute to find the right baker.
Well, you found the right baker.
to
Yep,
se-
you sure did.
separate the cells.
Yeah.
So some cookies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Delicious.
And hold up before you let me go.
Yeah.
You
The
ain't
Darryl's Dream book,
Mm-hmm.
that started with
Is that you?
that's actually me in the 3rd grade.
Aw.
It's a true story
That's cute.
of me in the 3rd grade getting teased, bullied, and picked on because I wanted to say my poem.
Oh.
And then the
Is your poem in
bullies-
the book?
Yes. And then the bullies thought that it wasn't cool to do poems. So me, like I did when I smoked the joint, I crossed my name off the sign of sheep to do the poem.
Oh.
But as soon as I did it, I felt wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I go home and ask my mother, because you don't want them to know, but Mom, what would you do if you were somebody who wanted to do something, but then you didn't do it because somebody else didn't think it was cool? And my mom's kept it real. She
She
said,
said,
honey,
Do
you
it.
gotta follow your dream and to believe in yourself. But I still didn't believe that. So I don't want to give it all away, but I won't have a dream. But here's how the book came about. I started talking about me getting teased, bullied, and picked on because of comic books.
Mm-hmm.
And some teachers in Brooklyn heard me talking about comic books and growing up in Queens getting teased and bullied. So they invited me to their school in Brooklyn to speak to the fourth, fifth, and sixth grade. So I go there and I just speak, and I don't go in there and I go, "Hi, kids. I'm the first." I go in there like I speak to yo, what's up, y'all? These are third and fourth. My name's Darryl McDaniels, Hollis, Queens, where I talk about everything, this and that. So they said after I left, simple little things started happening with the kids saying, "Man, I got a 65, but next week I'm gonna work hard to get a 70."
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They just started paying attention. Like there's something in this education stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then they invite me back again. And the reason why they was bringing me back is the kids' hopes was so low. The hope of the kids was so low because every summer a kid gets killed by bullets, gunfire.
Yeah.
So the kids is just like, it's not fun anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I spoke the first time, attitudes changed. Go back to second time. Parents who now are younger, not of my generation, that don't really know, some do, but parents will call and go, "Did this DMC guy this to the principal? Did this DMC guy come to the school and speak to the school? Yes. Is there a problem? Yeah, there's a problem. What the hell did he tell my daughter? Because she's coming home and she's doing her homework." Like just little things like that. So the third time I came back, the teachers was like, "D, you need to write a children's book." And like I told Rick, "Nah, I don't want to do that, this and that, boom." But then they said, "D, you write the children's book because you can use the story, you don't have to physically be there."
Oh,
And then I go,
Yeah.
okay, it's easy for me to tell us stories, but y'all are really on the front lines of this war every day.
Right.
I said, here's the deal. I'll write the book if you'll write it with me. So Shawnee and Johnny Warfield were two teachers in Brooklyn
That's
who
awesome.
saw what the stories, the
Yeah.
raps were doing to the kids
Yeah.
as I was speaking to them in a language. They all said this, that you tell them everything we tell them every day, but just in a different way. So I said, I'll do the book with y'all if y'all write it with me. Because now what this is showing is that people in these positions need to work with people in those positions
Yes.
so that we can actually achieve the initiative. The teachers are struggling.
Yeah.
The parents are struggling. So it's our job as, filmmakers, writers, rappers, poets, playwrights, to get with them so we can do this together. So Darryl's Dream is an actual story about me. I ain't going to give it away. Get it. You can find it at your mom and pop bookstore, because I love bookstores.
Yes.
And you can find it on Amazon. So and what I'm trying to say is, this is just me on TV talking about DMC, what it was like to work with Aerosmith and do Walk This Way. Well, when I was a kid, I used to get teased and bullied because I wrote comic books. Like, as dynamic as that is, I don't know live. So I put it out there, and then now I create that interest in that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, and now I can tell you about Aerosmith, but then they'll always go, "You used to get bullied." And the kids ask me, "DMC used to get," I go, "No, not no more." But it's all about this sharing the stories and communication. And another reason is, like I told a kid, your story can save a life. Your story
That's right.
can be presented in any shape, form, or fashion to make an impact. Maybe it's you sell your cookies. If you're a baker, you sell cookies, you bake your goods, to start your business. But then you can say, this is important to me and the people that I serve. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I got abused when I was little. Or I see my mother. But there's so many reasons that you could everybody is worth something, and nobody is worth nothing.
Right.
Love it. Love it.
Love it. So before we go, real quick, we're just gonna shoot you with some rapid fire questions. Easy.
Oh, cool! I
Easy,
love those.
easy,
You love
easy.
I love. Yes, I love.
And we're just
those.
gonna go. So I'm gonna start it off. Favorite color?
Black.
Janine. Come on. See, it's taking too long.
DIY or hire someone.
Wow. Both.
Depending on the project.
Oh yes,
Okay.
depending on the project.
Okay.
But for the The first initiative is do it. No, well, it depends what it is. 'Cause I really don't want to shovel the snow. So I'll shovel.
Oh, we agree.
Yeah.
Sparta snow is different up here.
Yes, it is. Right? Especially with all the acres and the land.
Oh yeah. Okay, everybody.
So, and I watched the documentary on Peacock, which was amazing, by the way. And I know you have love for Sarah McLachlan, but outside of her, who would you be starstruck by?
Oh wow, who would I be starstruck by? I mean, he passed away, but Freddie Mercury.
Oh, nice.
So I always wanted to be Freddie Mercury, but I was a little black kid from Queens that couldn't sing.
Yeah.
But hip hop allowed me to become the king of rock.
That's right.
But it was just something about Queen, and Michael Jackson was great growing up. You know, see he moonwalk and all that. Michael was phenomenal. But when I saw Queen and I saw Freddie Mercury in these guys, I was like, oh, who's this dude? Because he was just so operatic and like,
Yes.
he displayed many levels of what's his name. And you know, well, let's bring it back to somebody now. I see him all the time, but I never got to meet him. But I would definitely be starstruck by Mick Jagger.
Ooh.
I love Mick Jagger. He is, right?
So you had the opportunity to travel the world. Favorite place and why?
Japan.
Japan.
Japan. Number one, they have everything that we have here.
Mm-hmm.
They respect everything that we have here in different ways that America has never seen. And they're so polite and it's clean.
How's the food?
Yeah, it is.
Amazing. The only time Eric eats McDonald's.
Why? What's different?
The meat is different. That they bring it out to you on a silver platter.
Wow.
They have jazz, they have rock and roll, they have reggae. The McDonald's in Japan is completely different. Better food, better. When you go, you'll see why. You'll be like, oh, different buns. They love life. They cherish life. There's this thing I saw on Instagram where the subway is only up and down. There's nobody coming down the downside, so nobody walks. The whole crowd is walking.
See, that's how
So
it's
they have a
supposed to be.
respect for everything.
Yeah. I like
The
that.
process and they
Yep.
stick to it.
And
Wow.
is the place.
If you could do a feature on someone's record with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh wow. Oh, right now, well, can't do it because George and John is not there. But Paul McCartney is on my bucket list.
Beatles.
Wow.
Because they say Run-DMC's the Beatles of hip hop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Mick, he's PMC. I'm DMC.
Oh, love it.
Paul, if you're listening,
Maybe
we
we
gotta
can
make
make
a
that
song
happen.
together.
Right? I love that.
It's really cool. Paul needs to know this because I went to Catholic school. Because you will be influenced by your environment and surround. So this is funny. On Let It Be, he goes, Mother Mary came to me. It wasn't until I got older that I found out his mother was named Mary. So my whole life as a little kid through the 60s and 70s hearing Let It Be, all the way up to like the 90s. I always thought he was singing about the Virgin
Mary.
The
Yeah.
Virgin Mary was a part of my life since kindergarten. I went to Catholic school, kindergarten to 8th grade, and I went to Rice High School in Harlem.
I know Rice.
124th. Yeah, I went to
Wow.
Rice.
Yeah.
Graduated.
I played ball against Rice.
Yeah,
I played ball
yeah,
against Rice.
our memorial.
Yeah.
Rice was a boss. So I went to Rice.
We went to Spelman.
Those schools were in my life all for 4 years.
Wow.
So Rice High School. So even in Rice, Virgin Mary, I thought he was Mother Mary. And I mean, you gotta be a kid and you picture Virgin Mary coming to you, telling you let it be. Then I found it was his
This
mother.
is
But
mom.
me and Paul McCartney is gonna make the dopest record ever.
Oh, man. I love it.
I know, right? I do.
All right.
Sports interest.
Football, It's Pittsburgh Steelers, favorite team.
Steelers.
Yeah, because of Jack Lambert
You're a
and
New
Franco
Yorker.
Harris, huh?
You're a New Yorker.
Look at her face.
Yeah, but it's still the Steel Burton, Mean Joe Green. They were like superheroes.
They were.
And that's why their persona in the 70s, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jack Lambert, Jack Ham, Rocky Blyer, Lynn Swan was like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were like superheroes to me. So ever since a kid, Pittsburgh Steelers,
Wow.
black and gold, and they were so dominant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I never cared about the Giants or the Jets.
We're gonna edit that out of this
Yeah.
episode.
Of course you do. But football, I never really cared about basketball. Running Jay, rest in peace, one of the basketball kids. I was comic books. I wasn't really sports, but if I had to play a sport, it would have been football.
Favorite food?
Favorite food of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well,
Is it them cookies we got you?
no, it's definitely sweets. My favorite food of all time is rice pudding.
Really?
With the
Wow.
raisins and cinnamon, or just
No,
plain?
just
Plain?
plain
Yeah,
rice
rice pudding. Me too. I don't like
Rice
the raisins.
pudding.
I only like
Really?
it warm.
Yeah,
I have
only
to have it cold.
Ron's favorite food is pizza. To this day, he was pizza.
Really?
Pizza. He was
Pizza's
always
popular.
pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
That's not my
My
favorite. though.
favorite food would probably be. My favorite food would probably be. I can't say sushi. I love sushi.
I love sushi.
I would have to say hamburgers.
Hamburger.
Yeah.
If I'm just
Oh man, a
general-
good burger.
a
Janine
good
prays burger all the time.
good-
So
not a McDonald's, I'm about a good.
Yeah, real burger.
Burger.
Yeah.
or
Burger.
a McDonald's burger
Yeah,
from
burger.
Japan.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
Go to Japan and get a burger.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Last question, D, before we wrap up here. What is one thing that you wish more people understood about you?
That as good as I am, I never wanted to be in show business.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, it's because some people was like, "Oh, I want to be the," you know what I'm saying, and be great. I didn't run wanted to. I just had rhymes, and he was like, "I'm gonna put you in my." I was like, "Oh, okay." Because of that. And the reason why I say I never wanted to be in show business because the rhymes I was writing was just for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm this make believe kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was making believe I was Spider-Man and Captain America and
Yeah.
Thor.
Yeah.
And then I was just making believe I was Melly Mel, Grandmaster Caz, and Modine. Never thought I would be able to become them. But I always tell kids this: pretend and make believe. Look at the word make believe. Make believe. You're into that corny make believe stuff. Yes, you goddamn right. Make the world believe it's real.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Pretend. Pre means before.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretending to be Easy D. Remember they used to call me Easy D because I rapped on the mic so easily. This just me in my basement for me.
Mhm.
But now they call me DMC. When Run said I'm putting you in a group, I was like, okay, I really got to do this. The guy that gave me courage to do it was Grandmaster Caz and the Cold Crush.
Mm.
So they had this routine, the initials of their name. The initials of my name are GMC. You can search all your life, but you'll never see a higher power body rocket in the galaxy. I'm the first and never last. Well, hell, I'm the Grandmaster Caz. The initials of my name are JDL. I want to go to heaven before I go to hell, and I'll be pushing more power than a Duracell. Become DMC, and I got to become the devastating mic controller. So, but I never wanted to be in show business. And what keeps me grounded is it's not show business.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And I'm saying to other people, I'm gonna make records and get money and go on a chart. That's all cool, but I didn't do it because.
So did you know what you wanted to do?
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
No idea at all.
Wow.
Which is why I tell kids coming out of high school, it's okay not
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
know.
Yep.
it's
Or
absolutely
try
okay.
and
Yes.
find
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure
I was
it out.
just have that happened. It was just good. I was good at writing some rhymes. Look at me now.
Yeah.
But that's
Good
the other
man.
thing for speaking up. Don't be ashamed if I tell kids. Somebody come in and say, "Can anybody tap dance, play the violin, or do ballet?" And even for you dudes, put your hand up and say, "I do ballet," because you can be the dude that's holding Misty Copeland up. on the stage of Carnegie Hall,
Yeah.
Yep.
sleeping in your Mandarin Oriental,
Uh-huh.
flying around the world to Russia and
Yep.
That's right.
London on a private jet. The same jets that Rihanna and LeBron fly on,
Yep.
a ballet. What? All
Mhm.
you got to do is put on a tutu and
Yep.
so
Like a
I always
superhero.
tell kids, speak
Yeah.
up like
Like a superhero. Well said. Well said. Well said.
yeah, sometimes.
Well, Darryl, we appreciate you so much.
my
Thank you
God.
for
Oh my
having
God,
me.
Thank you very much for
Yes,
coming
thank
out.
you.
So real.
Yeah.
And spending your time. We know time is finite, so we appreciate
No,
that
this
so
is,
much.
and your show is very necessary because I hate when people from our generations go, I must be getting old because I don't like today's music. No, today's music is for the people of today that like that
Right.
music.
Yes.
Yep.
I say, don't put yourself in a category. Because when you say I must be getting old, and I got to tell people, the people that created hip hop and everybody that followed, talk about the culture people, not the people in it for the business. As young people, we held ourselves to very high standards. It was different. You give me the opportunity to rock this mic, I'm gonna do something with integrity and quality and creativity. I'm not just gonna do what everybody else is doing. And we were young. The typical rapper DJ MC was 12 to like 21 years old. That's young.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I remember I was at Roosevelt High School with Chuck D, a Public Enemy, and we were speaking to this was a couple of years ago. He asked the audience, how old do you think your favorite rapper is? And these are high school kids. And most of their favorite rappers was 25 to 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about stuff that they don't even do anymore because they live in these gated communities.
That's right.
I can understand your first record being that. I'm doing this. But now, and you got to understand, like we said, yo, everybody ain't flying on a private jet.
Yeah.
I had to tell one kid one time, you talking about G4s and Bentleys and Rolls Royces, like that's going to make you special. I said, you drive a 2001 tricked out Honda Accord. Rhyme about that. And watch you get a hit record. What do you mean? It's not the perception. I said, because there's a billion people
These
with
flavors.
the same
That's right.
car you got that's going to buy your album.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
I never thought about it like
Yeah.
that. So,
D, can I put you on the spot?
yeah.
Can I ask a favor?
What?
Would you mind signing those?
Oh, that's easy. Easy. Done. Do that all day.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, gang, we're gonna close out here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Darryl.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Eric.
This was so much
Thank
fun.
you,
Thank
Cindy.
you.
Big
Cindy,
shout out to our
shout
folks in the
out.
background here.
Cindy.
Our production crew,
Shout out to the
Maya
Bronx.
team.
Yeah,
Big shout out to the Bronx.
Bronx.
Thank you again for hanging out with us. And everyone, tune in. Friends After 40. Get it wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Until next time.
Go get your cookies.
Get your cookies.
Get your cookies.
Get your
Guys.
cookies. Get your
Coolest cookies in the universe.
Let's get it. Get it.
You're so good.